Been a long day, been a long drive. Flicker of a neon sign, stop for the night.
All right. Hello. Welcome to the weekly Wednesday Warble. Hey, good morning, Nancy. Good morning, Marlis. Yes, my travels were fraught with cancellations, but I was in New York. I did some recording of 7-inch records, which was pretty fun. So if you ordered one, it'll be arriving, I don't know, in a month or so. And I met up with some of my friends from the internet, some musical friends. So that was really nice. And I walked through Central Park, and what else did I do? I went to the Algonquin and had lunch like a movie star. So that was fun. I spent an extra day in Toronto because my flight there got cancelled, and then I spent an extra day in New York because my flights home got cancelled. So that was a little bit unexpected. And I ate lamb over rice every single day that I was in New York because that's a street delicacy that we just don't have around here. All right. So there we go. That's the full update. That's the full update. And it was very hot and it was very rainy. So it was either thunder and lightning, which is why all the flights were canceled, or just very, 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 very warm. All right. I did not see strawberry fields in Central Park. I did see the Dakota building where John Lennon lived, and there was an Imagine what would you call that, a mosaic, an inlay, I guess, in the middle of the park. Central Park was really quite nice, and I went up into the castle that's there and gazed upon the green lake. There's a very green lake in the middle of Central Park. But all right, so this week the weekly Wednesday warble. All right. Oh well, I'll deal with that later. Now YouTube is complaining that my bit rate is too low, but that's okay. Yeah, the Imagine mosaic. You're right. Mosaic is the right word. Let's see. What am I doing? I decided the theme for today is back to school because it's September, and so I've got some songs that some of them are just fallish songs. Some are just things that were inspired by something vaguely academic. But I've got 10 original songs for you today that I think will all fit in the theme. And yes, the background picture of the thumbnail for today's show is a bridge that's in Central Park in New York. So that was very cool. There was a bunch of paintings inside, and a classical guitarist busking. So I thought that was neat. All right, so I'm going to start with this song. This is a true story about a friend of mine who broke up with her boyfriend while she was going to university, and she moved into my house. Old friend, no, that's verse 2. 5 courses, 3 jobs, and 1 forlorn alcoholic boyfriend who tells all our friends that he doesn't know what he'd do without me. Well, when did his friends and my friends become one and the same term? And how come I know just what I'd do without him? I'd have more time, I'd have more money, I'd buy new shoes and read everything by
what he'll tell the guys at the pub tonight. The old girl pulled away last night in search of greener pastures, and I don't know what she thinks she's gonna find. Maybe she's just going through a phase. I thought everything was alright, so I don't really understand why, but the old girl pulled out late last night. Old friend, cold house, pile of moldy blankets and a dirty couch. One kettle well used, ashtray and an extra key. She said I could call the living room my own as long as I need to. There's a spy phone, so I'll know not to answer if he calls. And baby, I'm not selfish, I'm just tired. I haven't found the time to be alone for several months. There's more to me than just being your girlfriend, though I smoked a lot of cigarettes in your name. And I'll bet you I've smoked a few in my name too. The old girl pulled out late last night is what he'll tell the guys at the pub tonight. The old girl pulled out late last night in search of greener pastures, and I don't know what she thinks she's gonna find. Maybe she's just going through a phase. I thought everything was alright, so I don't really understand why, but the old girl pulled out late last night. From time to time I see his friends, they fill me in, though I don't ask. He does not know how to spend time. I kindly suggest a library card. 4 papers left to go, 5 exams and 1 stupid presentation, leaving 3 bosses, almost 2. Can't be late for work again. 2 pairs of new shoes, great dress made with me in mind. The brothers Karamazov, crime and punishment, the idiot. The old girl pulled out late last night is what I'll tell the guys at the pub tonight. The old girl pulled out late last night in search of greener pastures. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm not sure if, well, we'll see. I've got a songwriting show coming up on Twitch in a couple hours, so maybe we'll see about writing something about New York. The last time I was in New York, I came home and wrote a song about how miserable my hotel room was. But this time when I went to New York, I stayed at a Super 8, so my hotel room was it was a real hotel room, and I was very happy with that. I stayed in Astoria, which was really nice actually. So I think I would definitely stay in that neighborhood again. I spent a lot of time. I spent a lot of time on buses and in the metro too, which was nice. So I'm not sure. It's kind of funny. Like, it was, apart from the disruption of the travel, everything just went really nice. So it's kind of one of those things. It's like, okay, write a song about something that mostly went pretty well. I think Orange G. I met up with Orange G there, and he certainly took some notes while we were in Central Park. So I think he might be writing a song about our trip to New York. All right, the next song on the list today is 7 Pegasus Cleanup, which is, I always feel like, and I definitely felt it when I came back from my trip, September is always like, it's back to school for people who are in school, but it also, like, people come back from holidays in August, and it's just kind of like everything really, like, kind of slows down in the summer and then just, like, starts up in September. And so September is always a little bit hectic. And so this is a song about just having a lot of things to do. And it starts almost the same as the last song. There's so many things to do, hard to know where even to begin. Decisions to expectations to meet. And I feel like I'm cleaning up after 7 Pegasus, a stable full of shedded feathers, half-8 oats and other waste. And it feels like I'm drowning in daily stresses escalate. Obligation stacks up high, till keeping up feels so hard. I'm watching myself fall behind, and it feels like I'm cleaning up after 7 Pegasus, a stable full of shedded feathers, half-8 oats and other waste. And it feels like I'm drowning in the noise of 7 equine beasts. I'll go outside and take a breath. Seems like I work so hard and yet don't feel like I've accomplished much. Rome wasn't built inside a day. Stand back and appreciate all I've done. And check boxes on the list. Overwhelming, head down into it. And just when I think I'm gaining ground, I notice I forgot to eat again. And I feel like I'm cleaning up after 7 Pegasus, a stable full of shedded feathers, half-8 oats and other waste. And it feels like I'm drowning in the noise of 7 equine beasts. I'll go outside and take a breath, then dive back in, pitchfork and feet in. There, 7 Pegasus cleanup. Yeah, it was really fun to meet Orange G in person, but it was also kind of strange because I've spent so much time in Zoom rooms with him that it was just like, oh yeah, whatever, it's Orange G, like I see you all the time. But then it was like, oh yeah, I've never actually been in the same room with you before, so. Apparently I was as tall as he imagined. Which is always, I don't know, it's a fun part of meeting people that you've only met in Zoom. All right. Yes. Next on the list is, well, we wouldn't do a back to school special without the spelling song. And I all of these songs start in G. G. Yeah, no, I'd never met him in person before. But I talk to him a lot. I see him all the time, like online. He's recorded on my album. We've been in pretty regular contact. Oh yeah. Oh, why thank you, Nancy. I appreciate that sentiment very much. I've met. What other Zoom friends have I met? Oh, we'll see. I don't know why I'm playing both trumpet now. The spelling song. This is a song about a spelling bee. Feeling apprehensive, are there 2 P's in apprehensive? I dreamt last night I couldn't spell a word, or was it dreamed? I practiced recognizing uses where we opt for C's and S's and Z's in our language. I drilled those words into my senses. The pronouncer gives the word and I ask for a repronunciation. Wouldn't want some related word. Don't want to end up disappointed. Is that two P's, two S's, neither or both? In my performance, I spell the word with bold intention. Can I get a definition? Can you use it in a sentence? I'll take this time to ponder if that root is Greek or Latin. Is it A, I, E, or U? Vowels are mystifying. C's and K's and Q's. It's all so confusing, but I worked hard and I, before E, in believe in me, myself, and I don't want to leave the competition early. When I finish spelling just one N in this finish, I open my eyes to the judge's consternation. Some say yay, but most say nay. I watch my rivals spell the word in their head. I close my eyes, I raise my hand, make my objection. To the arbiter, I plead my case, not or, though they don't arbit. Aggressively, I make my argument. Those double letters get me. And after much deliberation and an Oxford English consultation, the judges deem it spelled correctly. I avoid elimination. Can I get a definition? Can you use it in a sentence? I'll take this time to ponder if that root is Greek or Latin. Is it A, I, E, or U? Vowels are mystifying. C's and K's and Q's. It's all so confusing, but I worked hard and I, before E, in believe in me, myself, and I don't want to leave the competition early. There. Spelling song. All right, we're going to follow that up on a slightly stranger number. So this is one, I included it in the set list today because it does allude to the study of something. And I wrote this last year, very briefly, I think for about a week. Galactica.org was available on the internet, and it was a AI that was trained on scientific papers and Wikipedia, and I amused myself greatly for several days by typing in ridiculous questions and laughing my head off at what it came back with. But I typed in, tell me about trees, tell me about Jupiter. Because I learned that the Japanese word for Jupiter basically translates to tree star, and it's like, are there any trees on Jupiter? There aren't. So I typed in, tell me about trees, tell me about Jupiter, and it spit it was like, tell me about trees, tell me about Jupiter is a short story by Philip K. Dick about an alien named David from the planet Orion's Arm. Anyway, I thought that was hilarious, and I wrote this song. You met Wes? Oh, nice. Very, very, it is a little surreal in some ways, isn't it? I met Nick Graybeal from Ham Bones the last time I was in New York. That's who I met from Zoom. All right. So this is the universe according to David, and I went to a songwriting I went to a songwriting seminar, and Sarah, I sort of, what suggestions for this song kind of thing, and I played it
for Sarah Sleen, and she was like, Kyla, you say ecosystem like 12 times in this song. And so I tried to rewrite it to not use the word ecosystem so many times. And so I was like, the biosphere. And anyway, I was playing it the other day on my show, and I think I've determined that it was written with the help of... I took what the AI spit out and reworded things slightly, but it's you know... If ecosystem shows up 12 times in your song and that's bad, that's just to say don't use AI to write your lyrics. Anyway, I'm going to sing this song now. This is The Universe According to David.
David is an alien. He comes from a planet far away in the Orion Arm. You'll find that in the Milky Way, but now he lives in New York City. He has no memory of life before arriving in the solar system, and he's developed quite a fascination with the Earth's ecosystem. He's formed a theory. Earth's ecosystem is a living organism. A living organism evolved over millions of years. He's come to believe that just as humankind evolved from apes, that from a single species, an ecosystem was formed. David decides to observe Jupiter, gift of a telescope from a local man. Notices Jupiter caught up in a war between its moons. To take a closer look, a spaceship he must fly, and from the safety of its orbit he observes the ecosystem of the Earth is changing. He's formed a theory. Earth's ecosystem is a living organism. A living organism evolved over millions of years. One that's still evolving. He's come to believe that just as humankind evolved from apes, that from a single species, Earth's ecosystem was formed. David begins observing other planets. He takes a look at Venus, casts his eye on Mars, observes the ecosystems of those planets changing. The Earth is no exception. He soon discovers that the sun too is evolving. David concludes the universe is in transition. The Earth is just a small part of the whole. David decides to observe the entire universe.
we go. No, David is not a real person, and I'm going to read to you what the AI spit out when I typed in "tell me about trees, tell me about Jupiter," because I think it's worth hearing what. So of course all the music I just wrote the music. I didn't use any computers to come up with that. So I typed in, "tell me about trees." I wrote, "tell me about Jupiter, tell me about trees." And the AI spit back word for word. This is what the AI gave me. "Tell me about Jupiter, tell me about trees" is a short story by Philip K. Dick. It isn't. The story is told in the first person by a character named David. David is an alien from a planet in the Orion arm of the Milky Way galaxy. He is currently living in New York City. He has no memory of his life before he arrived in the solar system, but has developed a fascination with Earth's ecosystem. He has a theory that the Earth's ecosystem is a living organism which has evolved over millions of years. He believes that, just as humans have evolved from primates, Earth's ecosystem has evolved from a single species. He has been attempting to observe and record this evolution. David decides to observe Jupiter. He is given a telescope by a local man and begins observing the Jovian system. He notices that Jupiter is in the middle of a war between its moons and decides to observe the planet from the safety of a spaceship in orbit. While in orbit, he begins to observe the Earth and discovers that the ecosystem is changing. He concludes that the Earth's ecosystem is evolving. David then begins to observe other planets, such as Mars and Venus. He observes that the ecosystems of other planets are changing and decides that Earth is no exception. He also begins to observe the Sun and discovers that it is also evolving. David concludes that the universe is evolving and that the Earth is a small part of the whole. David decides to observe the entire universe. He takes a spaceship to the center of the galaxy and discovers that the universe is not evolving, but is in fact decaying. So you can see that I took quite a bit of that word for word and got that whole song out of it. But that's why it says ecosystem 12 or 13 times. But that galactica.org was the name of the website, and it was up, it was about a week that it was up, and it was just ridiculous. All right. I think I'll follow that up. I'm gonna come back to the next two songs. Yeah. Well, I think you could do it with Google Bard, which we don't have in Canada. But the key is to ask really strange questions, and then you'll get really strange answers. Because the AI that I used to do that is no longer available. But yeah, you could use ChatGPT or Google Bard or any of those things. Yeah, let's tell another story here. I'm gonna go ahead to I feel like since we're telling strange little stories, that was a totally made up story. Let's tell a true story. I put this in the set list today. This doesn't mention school, but it's the song that I wrote from a story told in the histories by Herodotus. So it's just kind of this study of classics. It's a very scholastic thing. So I will sing this song that I wrote out of, hey, Twice as High Records, how are you doing? It's really good to see you here. Cheers. I'm singing some songs about songs that have something to do with going back to school. And this is a song that I wrote about a story as told in Book 4, Chapter 131 of the Histories by Herodotus. And it's about King Darius and the Persians' attempt to conquer Scythia. And as Herodotus tells it, Their attempt to conquer Scythia was, they thought they were just going to like go in, conquer, march out, conquer the rest of Greece. But the Scythians were a nomadic people, and so they led the Persian army on a wild goose chase through the steppes for about 2 months. And then when they finally did line up, Braveheart style, to face off, a rabbit popped up in between the two armies, and the Scythians decided it would be more fun to chase the rabbit than fight the Persian army. And when the Persians saw this, Darius is purported to have said, like, these people clearly hold us in contempt. Let's get on. Oh, good. I'm glad I'm on today, Nancy, because I'm like, several times I'm like, has my brain just stopped? Good. It hasn't. So anyway, I thought that was hilarious, and I decided to write a song about it. And I think the only other things you need to know to get all the lyrics is in those days, in that part of the world, in order to surrender, instead of waving a red flag, you would send a person the gift of earth and water. And that would signify your surrender. And the Scythians sent Darius a mouse, a frog, a bird, and 5 arrows. So there's a bit of this song is also an allegory of bad management. Anywho, friends, without further ado, this is Chase the Hare. Never have I been held in such contempt, never have I been the mockery of such disdain, never have I felt such mockery and scorn. We came here anticipating triumph, we came expecting victory would be swift. We at least believed that there would be a battle, that we'd sail on to conquer other lands. For 2 long months we chased them through the grasslands. For 2 long months they chipped at our defense. They came with the fall of night to loot our campgrounds. For 2 long months they refused to stand and fight. Well, I was told they didn't live in cities, and I was told they had no crops to burn. Why should they be in any hurry to face defeat at my army's hands? Never have I been held in such contempt, never have I been the object of such disdain, never have I felt such mockery and scorn. They sent a man with the gift of a bird, a mouse, a frog, and arrows 5. When asked what it meant, he gave no response, just said, if you're clever, you'll figure it out. Well, mice live on land and frogs in the lakes. Birds are like horses and arrows mean strength. I told myself that this was earth and water. I told myself this meant we would prevail. They recognized my might military, convinced myself that they were here to yield. And so I went to honor their surrender and found them ready to defend their land. I thought back on the words of my advisors, dismissed, buried, knowing they were true. Be like the bird and fly into the heavens, be like the mouse and burrow deep, be like the frog and hop into the water. With these arrows we will cut you down. Oblivious to the follies of men, a hare chose that
such disdain. Never have I felt such mockery and scorn. I really think we should go. No, Nancy, I'm very sorry to hear that you're homesick with COVID. Well, I wish you a very speedy recovery. That doesn't make me feel better. It doesn't make me feel better, Nancy. Yeah, absolutely. I hope you get over that. I hope you get over that nice and quickly. And I'm glad you dig the tempo changes. Twice as high records. Why am I not surprised you dig the tempo changes? I think you might dig this next one too. This next one I'm going to do is this is so the theme today is back to school, and this is a song about the study of taxonomy, and I'd heard a little while ago that. What did I hear a little while ago, friends? I heard that young people these days are not going into the field of taxonomy, and that it was a problem because there are no longer people around to identify new species as they're found. And I thought back to my days in grade 2 in science class when we learned about kingdoms and phylums and mammals and reptiles, and I thought I enjoyed doing all that. I'll see if I can do something about me being fuzzy. And I thought I really liked all that jazz. Taxonomy was fun. Maybe I could become a taxonomist. Maybe I could study taxonomy from distance ed on the road. Anyway, I read a book about taxonomy and discovered that it's fraught with egos and controversy, and I'm far too chill a person to deal with egos and controversy. So I decided not to become a taxonomist and to write a song about it instead. So that's what this song is about. There we go. Get in the right key. Young people these days, they got no inclination for to pick up the torch that Linnaeus lit. They say that we're underpaid, discoveries all been made. They have no reverence for Darwin's great book. What will become of us? What will become of our field? Who will come after us? The last taxonomist. In my day we used our ISIS, we used our senses 5. Even that sixth sense we used time to time. Long days and weeks we spent determining characteristics. Put every specimen in the right home. What will become of us? What will become of our field? Who will come after us? The last taxonomist. Systemists these days got no taste for describing species. Spend their time denying our argument. They got a better method, ours are childish and dated. They sneer and call us pretend scientists. What will become of us? What will become of our field? Who will come after us? The last taxonomist. Those lazy counters dependent on computers, punching in data, ignoring insight. Long days and weeks we spent determining automation, not observation. That is their mantra, the likeness vector, their ultimate quest. New age numerological nuts. What will become of us? Then those arrogant beach bombs insist that we got it all wrong. Put all their faith in a DNA test. Look down their nose at instinct, let their machine pass burning sadistic. Insist we're all fish. Heresy, I say, and that's not the worst of it. What will become of us? What will become of our field? Who will come after us? The last taxonomist. For once it's identified, it needs a name. Surely the species is mightier than the sword. Immortalize heroes and friends, infernally mocking our rivals. mystifying, no self-respect, no integrity. Sponge a form, a square, patsy, and tea. What has become of us? What has become of our field? How did it come to this? Tell us taxonomist. I cringe when I sit and ponder the future. For one day our species will go into space. Papua New Guinea, Marianas Trench beyond. Oh, then we'll analyze samples brought home on the Space Beagle. Then, when the knowledge is gone, when mankind has lost our art, the fools will regret what they've done. Just think of the kingdoms and phylums waiting to be recognized. They're in the vast dance. I wish I could be alive. What has become of us? What has become of our field? How did it come to this? The last taxonomist. What has become of us? What has become of our field? How did it come to this? The last taxonomist. There. There's yeah, academics in general, I think you're right. There's ego involved. Acoustic headbanging. That's a song for acoustic headbanging, that's for sure. I used to do that one. I hope to record it with a friend of mine who is a fiddle player, and we would do that together in our band with like with the fiddle, and it sounded really added something, I thought. Well, let's stick to acoustic headbanging. This is from my album. Oh, why didn't I do that song today? Oh yeah, I think I might have to swap one of these songs. I'm gonna do the song I planned to do, and then I'm gonna do another song that I hadn't planned to do, but I realize it's like the most back to school song I have. Oh, Gentle Giant vibes, nice. Yeah, Kyla likes her Gentle Giant, that's for sure. It was funny, I did a show in London, Ontario earlier this year, and after the show, this guy came up to me and he was like, "You like Gentle Giant, don't you?" And I was like, oh yes I do. Yeah, and the taxonomy song, I was playing that at a show, and when I finished, someone in the audience yelled, "Hey Kyla, do you like Rush?" It's like, yes, sure do. All right, we're gonna get into. So speaking of acoustic headbanging, I put this in our back to school special because it seemed like a very it's about working hard to kind of achieve a goal, and a career goal, which I think is what brings some people to school. So this is on my album Bloom and Grow, and it's Marlis has heard me do taxonomy with Ed with the fiddle, and it really adds to it. So this is on my album, and it's based on my favorite movie, and my favorite movie is Salute of the Jugger, starring Rutger Hauer, and it's about it's a post-apocalyptic sports movie, but all you need to know is that it's about a young Joan Chen, and she's trying to get into the league, and in order to get into like the major league of this sport, she has to travel deep beneath the earth to where the wealthy live in luxury and challenge a professional team to a match. And she sort of practices for this by traveling around the surface, challenging other local teams to matches. And anyway, if she can kind of manage to survive a match of this very brutal sport, she might have a chance to get into the big leagues. I think that's all you need to know.
go. I also hated school, Nancy. We would have hated school together. I was not fond of school, and I'm actually, to be honest, still a little bitter that I had to go. So there we go. Another acoustic banger. I'm glad you enjoyed that. I'm gonna do a song that I hadn't planned to do today, and I can't believe I didn't think about this at all when I put this set together. I'm like, what was I even thinking? I just forgot this song existed, I guess. But since I'm in drop D, I'm going to pull it up here. All right. I got water up my nose. Right spot in your morning. Oh, very good, very good. No, you go back to bed and you rest, Nancy. This next one will bring back terrible school memories anyway, so you'd best get out of here. This is a song about a high school football game, and so I was just in the States, and it was in my hotel room, and the NFL channel was on, and I quite like football, and so I was like, oh, awesome, we've got the NFL football, NFL season just opened, perfect. So I was watching some games, and suddenly I was watching a game, and I was like, man, like, what teams even are these? And then I realized it was a college football game, and there was a pause, and all of a sudden I could hear the marching band music, and I was like, I didn't realize that the college games still had marching bands, so I was very excited about that. But anyway, this is a song about all the parts of putting off a football game. I guess a high school or college football game. Maybe this is a song about a college football game. Anyway, it takes a lot of pieces. Yes, have a great rest, Nancy. Marching down the football field, stay in rhythm, stay in sequence, watch the drum major and listen for my cues. Trip over my fellow marchers, varied focus, dedication to the music, assorted commitment to the task at hand. We're in this together, whether we like it or not. 'Cause some of us want to stand out. Some of us know that this could be our big break. Our time to shine, but when will we learn? We may be up ourselves, but we're in it together. Flying 20 feet high in the air over the astroturf, I try to pay attention to the captain's calls. Shake my pom-pom, handstand, handspring, chant and cheering. Time to get the home crowd going. Stick to the routine and know I trained it well. Do I trust the pyramid to catch me coming down? 'Cause some of us want to stand out. Some of us know that this could be our big break. Our time to shine, but when will we learn? We may be up ourselves, but we're in it together. When will we learn? When will we learn? You may be out for yourself, but you won't get there alone. Each piece must lean upon another.
shine, but when will we learn? We may be out for ourselves, but we're in it together. There we go. In it together. Out for ourselves. All right, so the next one, we'll pop back up to standard tuning. We've got two songs left. And the first one is just about fall, because back to school happens in the fall, and so we'll probably you know, you can't have a back to school special without a song about fall. And it's very funny. So I was in New York on the weekend, and it's still summer in New York, and I came back to Newfoundland, and it is fall in Newfoundland. So, very good, very nice to have had you here today, Twice as High Records. Hopefully we'll see you again. We'll certainly be chatting with you again. I'm glad you enjoyed that. I'm here every Wednesday at this time, so and we did a lot of chatting today. So normally I'm finished by now with my 10 songs, but I've been away for a couple weeks. So there we go. The days get shorter, the wind grows stronger, the nights fall sooner, the winds begin their change. And the air feels crisper, the frost stays longer, and the cold sets in deeper. Gray clouds, gray mist, green trees turn to yellow, red, rust, orange leaves fall, brown branches against the sky. Our walls get wider and some burrow deeper, while creatures hidden in cocoons begin their change. Our boots get taller, and our coats thicken. Our doors close firmer, gray clouds, gray mist, green trees turn to yellow, red, rust, orange leaves fall, brown branches against the sky. All right. And we've got one more song for you today, and it's quite a ridiculous one. Oh, good. And I'm recording that, but I'm not releasing it until next fall. There we go. So I'm going to close today with something completely ridiculous, and this is a co-write with my friend Jimmy Yamagishi, and I felt that it deserved to be in the set list today because
it refers to the study of something. It refers to learning something from books. So I thought that it would be a good one to include in today's set. And as I always do before I play this song, is I would just like to remind everybody that I have never taxidermied anything in my life.
She said, go stuff the turkey and leave the feathers on. That is when I realized that something strange was going on. She pulled the guts and muscle, left the skin and bone. This was not the kind of turkey I expected to take home. Taxidermy Tilly, she learned it from her books. Taxidermy Tilly, it only takes one look. She mounted it gracefully, its penetrating gaze retains its noble bearing thanks to carefully chosen glass beads. She smoothed out every feather, varnished up the beak. Its vibrant, lifelike posture freaks me out. It looks like it might speak. She's taxidermy Tilly, she learned it from her books. Taxidermy Tilly, it only takes one book. She's so proud, she's so happy, sharing her hard work with me. She's not wrong, it's quite the deed. I can't help but hope it flies away. Well, I was stunned and speechless, which she mistook for joy. All I could do was smile and nod. I sing in the garage, I keep it in the cupboard. Calls ahead, then I put it on the mantle so our friendship doesn't join that bird. Taxidermy Tilly, she learned it from her books. Taxidermy Tilly, it only takes one look. Taxidermy Tilly, she learned it from her books. Taxidermy Tilly, it only takes one look.
That's Taxidermy Tilly. You're asking if I'm going to play the song about fall at my show on Thursday, and I would say yes. Next Thursday, that's the 21st, if you happen to be in St. John's, Newfoundland, I'm doing a happy hour at the Spirit Music Bar, which is where the Spur was, Victory Tavern, the Abbey. It's gone through a lot of venues, and it's newly changed to the Spirit Music Bar. So I'm doing a 6 to 8 p.m. happy hour show, which is very unusual for St. John's to have a show that early. But I like to be home and in bed. So we're doing a happy hour show there on Thursday the 21st. And yes, I am planning to sing my song about the fall at that show since it's so close to the first day of fall. But I'd like to thank everyone for joining me today. It's really great to be back at the weekly Wednesday Warble. I had to take a couple off unexpectedly. Next Wednesday, I believe because I missed a couple episodes, my themes have gotten a little bit mixed up, but I think next week I will continue with the fall theme. So you're probably going to hear that fall song again, but also some other songs and some covers, pertaining to the fall. Anyway, take care, everybody. Have a great week, and we shall see you next time.